Stay savage, your boy ShinoBeenTrill. What's poppin', Trill gang? Look, I got these glasses on, but I'm about to take these shits off because shit's about to get fucking real. So, you know, there's been a lot going on in terms of life, but Boruto is still continuing. So let's talk about Boruto. Actually, I was supposed to do a Boruto review yesterday, but then I watched the episode, and then I was just like, huh. Then the week before, I was actually gonna do a review, but then I watched that episode, and I was just like, huh. Then I read the manga chapter and I was just like, huh. Like, it's really an awkward situation right now. So right now I'm gonna give you guys the pros and cons to watching Boruto Naruto Next Generations or reading the manga as of right now. That's only due to the sole purpose of like the first arc ending and shit like that. All the initial hype that we had built up just kind of subtly just went to the fucking drain, and now I guess we're building it back up into the next arc. So I'm gonna give you guys the pros and cons to watching Boruto Naruto Next Generations. If you guys excited about today's video, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for daily content or bi-daily content or some shit like that. And with that being said, let's get it.
Whipping all this dope up in the trap house. We fuck all you bitches at the trap house. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. It don't mean that bitch like Jerry Stacker. I might fall in love with my trap house.
Alright, so like the honest content creator I am, there are moments in Boruto which I've expressed a lot of times over and over again in multiple anime reviews as well as multiple discussions. Now, there is the very subtle moments where things will get really slow in terms of the anime, and the reason why a lot of us feel that way is due to the progression of Boruto and how they have some type of developmental stuff for like some of the side characters that we really don't know too much about, but at the same token, we're trying to appeal to a younger audience, which promotes other people getting into the franchise, as well as trying to keep the attention of the older viewers, but it's making it a little difficult for most people that originally know Naruto as the point to Shippuden when it was going against Kaguya. You know, everything was like fast-paced, everything was basically going on with the war and shit like that. So a lot of us are used to being engulfed in the action, and one thing like a lot of people want right now is the action, and that's something that we're not going to be able to get right away due to the fact of us getting a whole new generation, a whole new demographic of like ninjas and shit like that. We're getting a whole new demographic of people and shit like that. So it's just like involving a whole bunch of other people into the content as well as keeping it originally paced for people that enjoy it the normal way. Now, making this video is pretty tough due to the sole purpose of a lot of people that subscribe to me are subscribed to me for Boruto, but at the same time it's just honest opinions, you know. So like, one thing I do not like about Boruto as of right now, and that's gonna say the con. The one thing that I don't like about it, you know, it's a little slow, you know. And the one thing else I don't like about the anime versus the manga, everything that's happening in the anime versus the manga is completely different. And a lot of the characters that have been introduced, like Sumire, you know, Denki, and Iwabi, we've never seen those characters in the manga at all. Like, you haven't even got a glimpse of them. So that's one thing, is like, yo, where the hell did they come from? Now, a pro to that is the fact that we got to see some backstory behind them. You know, we start to learn the characters a little bit. In the beginning, we learned about Denki. Then towards the middle, we learned about Iwabi. The finale was learning about Sumire. You know, and it was kind of interesting to see, you know, these three characters had their own individual sessions throughout the show. And on top of them being like three characters that we completely didn't know even existed. So that's one thing that could be a pro, but it also is a con due to the sole purpose that, you know, most of the time when you read a manga, you know, you expect the anime to go along those lines. I understand there are times where it'll be filler and shit like that, but it seems a lot to me like the beginning of Boruto is just a bunch of filler, because we didn't know anything about the Niue, we didn't know anything about him having contact with Utsuki, as well as, you know, having the powers of the eye, but we later on found out about the eye due to the beginning chapter of the manga as well as the first episode of the anime, but there was nothing depicting this exact same showing and the replicants of like the eye being shown throughout the fucking show, like how it showed throughout the beginning of the anime compared to the manga. In the manga, you know, you don't see the Boruto have his moment with the eye, so you're just thinking to yourself like, okay, what the fuck, you know, this shit never happened, but alright, I'm watching it. And then, you know, they do some things to make it where it basically explains itself later on for the movie. That way, when the movie does come around in the anime, a lot of people are like, well, that's the reason why Boruto didn't have his eye. So I guess they have their little ins and outs where they do control this shit in order to make, you know, it completely make sense versus it be completely random if Boruto had the eye during the time he had to fight with Momoshiki and everybody else would be weirded out and like, what the fuck. Now, one thing I will do say, I will say is that I'm enjoying Boruto so for the purpose of like the new style animation that they're trying to implement into it, like the hand-to-hand air combat, the scene of Boruto becoming like really strong early on, you know, seeing how he's a prodigy and shit like that. Those are a couple of pros that I really enjoy about Boruto Naruto Next Generation. You know, we get to see Boruto, you know, learn different jutsus at a way rapid rate than his father Naruto. You get to see like the next generation kids excel in like ninjutsu, taijutsu, kinjutsu, and a lot of different other types of jutsus way quicker than their parents, because if you think about how fast these kids are excelling compared to how the generation past with Naruto, you know, with the original Team 11, well, not the Team 11, the Leaf 11, like that's when everybody's just like, whoa, okay, these guys are like way more advanced than that. So that's one thing I do like seeing. I just, you know, I kind of have to work myself over the whole getting through, like, you know, the character development, the childish moments, you know, like the whole them fighting over the sandwich shit. You know, I understand where it came from, but at the same token, it was just like, yo, this shit is really kiddie. But it, like I said, it's trying to appeal to a new demographic. You know, it's trying to get a whole bunch of new people in it, because they already have a lot of the old people like me and the other YouTubers who discuss Boruto in it as well. So now one pro for this also is like over time we're gonna get to see Boruto anime actually progress and go into a different perspective, because we do know at some point throughout the Boruto franchise and Boruto series, you know, we do see like Boruto's gonna go into that moment where he has to go and fight against Kawaki, who is the unknown villain or unknown best friend to Boruto that everybody's basically been trying to figure out. You know, there's all type of shit. You know, they got that Sumire and her last name Kekai or some shit like that. Her last name, if you take like 2 letters out of it, you take 2 letters out of Iwabi and you take 2 letters out of Denki, it spells Kawaki. So people are like speculating all type of weird shit. You know, that's one thing that's been going on since, you know, the anime first came out. Everybody that appears in the show has been known as Kawaki, and that's one con as well as a pro. You know, the pro is leaving people with the mystery, leaving people with the thrill of trying to figure out who the fuck it is, but it's also a con because, you know, you can't show somebody something like this and then never show any true build up for it. And with that, you know, it's like we're 15 plus episodes into Boruto, you know, we're trying to see what the fuck is going on, who is Kawaki, and, you know, we're still getting stuff from like prequels and shit like that. So right now, one thing that bothers me as well, how like they hyped up the Gaiden arc for the Naruto Gaiden. They hyped that arc up so well. Like they did it really good. Like honestly, they had me on the edge of my seat. That's a pro. That's one thing they've been doing really well. They've been hyping you up for the next and the upcoming events really well. Like they have you really on edge. You tweaking for like what's next and what's to come. Versus, you know, the con is the slowness in between. Like, you know, in between what's going on between fucking Boruto with Iwabi and Denki going to class and then Sarada delivering shit. You know, it's really just like slice of life. You know, we starting to see them go into their life factors. We seen Wabi and Denki trying not to fail. You know, they trying to make it to school. They don't want to get left behind because they don't want to lose their friends, and they work it out and they figure out shit. Then we have motherfucking Sarada. You know, she's talking about her dad and shit. You know, she's talking to her mother and shit like that. So we're about to start seeing the internal conflicts within Sarada start to arise and shit like that. So we got her and Chocho trying to help out this girl, you know, because it was a gift from her dad. That's the reason why Sarada really wanted to do it, due to the fact that Sarada doesn't have her father in her life and he never sent her a gift like that and some shit like that. So it's all panning out into the next first scene and the next like plan of Boruto. So it's like they doing it right, but at the same time, you know, you come from an anime that was like complete hype up until now, and that's like you giving us some half-baked shit. So, you know, we thinking to ourselves like, oh, all right, you know, I like it, I get what you're trying to do, but, you know, you can't feed me this shit and then give me a rusty spoon full of salt, you know, because it really sucked. Because like the way they hyped up the New Way arc, they made it really entertaining and really good to look at, but the way it built up and how fast it ended was like, so like it built up on some fire shit. Like they had that shit progression after progression and progression. Even with the first episode, you know, the first episode they had some shit, they probably like skipped one episode without having some shit happening, but they still was like talking about it in a sense, and then it happened again, and it happened again, and it happened again, and it built up. And then when it went down, it's just like all that same hype, that momentum that's supposed to carry on into the next arc, due to like them going into the slice of life factors of Iwabi, Sarada and shit like that, it's slowly going down the drain. But I can see where what they're using with Sarada for her slice of life moments. They're using that to build up what's to come for the arc, the Naruto Gaiden arc, because basically how she's gonna pan out and how she's gonna play her next role for that arc. They're using that as a build up, but you know, they should have started it off with Sarada. That way, like the episode afterwards will be her starting to basically have her internal conflicts building up and stuff like that, instead of having the Denki and Iwabi shit. You know what I mean? Because at that point, you know, we knew like Iwabi and Denki weren't good at ninjutsu and good at books and shit like that. You know, so eventually we will say, hey, we knew this was gonna be like that. We knew they were gonna be like that. You know, we don't need to see them excel because, you know, that's something we expect from them. We knew like eventually they would have to get over it. You know, it's the academy. That's the whole purpose of it. But the fact that they gave them a little watch story, I just was like, yeah, I didn't give a fuck about it to record it. I ain't gonna lie. So that's one of the cons with that. But I also like the pros. You know, it's still character development. There's always character development in Naruto. That's something we always seen, and that's something I always appreciate about Naruto. It always made me enjoy it. But there's like a lot of different things. You know, the pros of like watching Boruto Naruto Next Generation, you get to see your new characters. Like new characters, you get to see the old characters return doing new things. You get to see Naruto being Hokage. You know, you get to see the village in a different habitat, a different light. You know, the cons, you know, some of your favorite characters might die. You know, you got a lot of build up. You know, there's a lot of slow moments. You know, you're just dealing with a lot of different things. You know, so this was kind of like just a rant video. Well, not really a rant video, just like giving people a perspective to look at Boruto in a way, because when they look at it, they expect it to be just Naruto hype. But at the same time, it does have its flaws. I'll tell you the flaws, and I'll tell you what I enjoy about it as well. So that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, you know, due to the fact that I've seen a lot of conversations on Twitter and shit like that while I was away. You know, I just came back from vacation. YouTube is going to be working strictly in a couple of days. I'm just getting myself normalized back into my everyday life and shit like that. So, you know, let me know how you felt about this video in the comment section. Leave me your personal thoughts and personal opinions. Sorry for the first half of the video having music on it already, and I know it's freakishly loud, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments about that. I do apologize, but I couldn't do anything about it, and I didn't want to re-record it because that was just basically raw thoughts and my raw personal feelings about Boruto and shit like that. So with that being said, have a blessed day. See you guys later. Stay true and stay real. Bye.